Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, to take a look at your next couple of days, including the upcoming weekend, and a sneak preview of Halloween. Yep, Halloween's only a handful of days away, and give you a kind of an idea of what we can expect. And Halloween's on a Friday this year, so that makes it a little bit more special as well. Temperature-wise, it's going to get chilly around here in the Ohio Valley. In fact, across most of the country, you can see some green. That's below normal temperatures up around the Great Lakes, sneaking their way down into the Ohio Valley. In fact, you can see most of the country about normal or even below normal. Little wedge of warmer air there and down towards the southeast. This is on your Wednesday. It changes a bit here on Thursday. Not a lot, but still very chilly air up into the Great Lakes and Midwest region, as well as out towards the west. Now, with clear skies, we are possibly looking at our first frost of the season, and that could come Thursday morning and also possibly Friday morning right here in the Ohio Valley. Certainly you're having freezing temperatures up into the Great Lakes region. So those of you who still want your gardens and some of your plants to continue to have some fun and grow, well, you're going to have to think about covering them Wednesday night and on to Thursday night as well. That's Thursday. Here we go on to Friday, starting to see a little bit of a modification of temperatures right here in the Ohio Valley. Still nice and warm along the Gulf Coast, and even a little bit of warmer air up into high plains. That's Friday. Comes Saturday, that warmer air starts working its way in response to the next precipitation rainmaker, if you will, for the Ohio Valley. That's on Saturday. Here on Sunday, temperatures will be about normal. Again, we're looking now at lower 60s for the afternoon highs, so temperatures are dropping, and lows in the lower to middle 40s for the nighttime lows. And notice how the cooler weather now makes its way down to the Gulf Coast. Now let's sneak right on into your Halloween forecast. Still a long ways away. This could certainly change, but it does look like it's going to be about normal, which would put high temperatures in the 50s, lows in the upper 30s, lower 40s. So it's going to be, it looks like a nice, possibly a nice Halloween right here in the Ohio Valley and Midwest. A little bit chillier along the spine of the Appalachians and really chilly out into the Rockies. Taking a look at precipitation, this is on a Wednesday. This is a lot of lake effect precipitation occurring. You can see the white dashes. That means the winds are also going to be up. So Wednesday is going to be a fairly chilly day across the Midwest and the Ohio Valley, and fairly dry, except again also for the northeast and the Great Lakes region. There could even be some lake effect snows up in there. This is some cold air moving its way down. Here on Thursday, you can kind of see again the winds moving from west to east. This is all lake effect precipitation because the Great Lakes are very warm at this point in time. Dry here in the Ohio Valley. Here comes the next system that's going to take its time working its way towards the east. Friday, we could be looking at possibly some severe weather there in the mid Mississippi Valley and portions of Texas and Oklahoma and Missouri and Arkansas, so kind of keep an eye on that. But the winds will start subsiding here in the Great Lakes region, so we'll start dropping down that lake effect precipitation there on Friday. Saturday gets a little bit closer. We could again looking at some severe weather down in this area. Notice the main big storm heading up the Pacific Northwest. And then by Sunday, that works a little bit closer. Again, we're looking at possibly some severe weather with this. Not a lot, not a massive outbreak at this point, but something we have to keep an eye on. But overall, right here in the Ohio Valley this weekend doesn't look all that bad, and temperatures will be modifying a little bit at that point in time. You also see a system down there in the Caribbean because of these cold fronts, again, pushing its way all the way down into the southeast, keeping anything tropical developing and scooting it out into the Atlantic Ocean. Now let's jump to your Halloween forecast. It looks like it's going to be wet in the mid to upper Atlantic coast. Couple of showers there in the central U.S., but those of you on the Pacific Northwest, it does not look good for you right now. But right here in the Ohio Valley, looks dry, a little chilly, but then again, it is the last day in October, so it should be a little bit on the chilly side. But right now, looks like a nice Halloween for the Midwest, in particular the Ohio Valley. So there you have it. Some cooler air continues to work its way out of Canada, so make sure you keep your jackets handy. And the next real chance of precipitation for the Ohio Valley later on in the upcoming weekend. I'm George, the Weather Dad.